Alrighty, and we are live. What's going on, everyone? Anchor of Time here, and welcome to our very first Build-a-thon. And hello there, Gabe. Happy to see you as always. Now, as the title implies, today's Build-a-thon is LEGO Star Wars. And we've got 3 different small size sets with us today. So first we've got our R3M2 from Rogue One. And we've got our Episode 1 Podracer. And then lastly, we have our mini Star Destroyer from 2004. So, with that being said, I'd like to take this moment and see where we should get started. What do you think, Gabe? Which set would you like to see put up first? Excuse me. Podracer? Alright, Podracer it is. So let me just move the other 2 to the back. Let me quick find a cutting implement. I'm not going to cut this the whole way because I'm going to be using this to store it later on. It's a shame to toss away packaging when it can be utilized. Alright, is that everything in the bag? Usually like to give poly bags a little bit of a crumple just to make sure you haven't missed any pieces. And if that's all of them, we'll set the bag off to the side somewhere. And we'll unfurl our instruction booklet. Well, I say booklet, but this is more of like a little pamphlet, honestly. Doesn't have multiple pages, it's just one big unit that's double-sided. We'll get a little look at that. This is usually customary for smaller builds, I've noticed. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Looks like first up we're going to be making the turbines for the Podracer. And these are going to go together like so. And one thing I can appreciate about smaller builds like this is how quickly they are to throw together in a short amount of time. And that's why we're doing multiple today. Okay. Alright, that looks like one turbine completed. To do the second one, it's virtually the same process. And then there's the second turbine. That's going to snap together like so. There you have the front assembly. Now, since this is a mini Podracer, it's not going to have a terrible amount of detail, but still a fun little build nonetheless. Flip that over. This is going to snap right onto the bottom. And I believe that's the whole first page done, unless I missed anything, which I don't believe I did. I'm moving on from there. We're going to be filling out the back of the turbines. Oh, we got a second viewer. Welcome in, friend. You are just in time for today's Build-a-thon. That's not Burb by any chance, is it? I wonder. I had reached out to a few people on Discord today, notifying them of today's broadcast. One of them being yourself, Gabe. Okay, let's see. Well then, if you don't mind me asking, Mr. Gabe, what is new in your life? Pray tell. Oh, Christmas break starts for you in a week. Well, that is wonderful. I sincerely hope you enjoy it to the fullest, because things aren't very easy right now with the pandemic and all. I'm honestly surprised I'm even still employed during this time. Alright. We've got the front end mostly done. Now we're going to move on to the driver's seat of the Podracer. Kitty. My old cat is just a bit peeved because I wasn't giving her the attention she wanted. So you're probably going to hear her every now and then. You got a very vocal cat too, I see. Mine's almost borderline incessant. Even though I work overnights, as soon as I get home and go to sleep, it's the same thing with her. She meows and yells and makes all sorts of noises. Excuse me. While I'm trying to rest. Let's see. I think that just plugs in there. Yep. And take this. That'll hold the front end in place. Add this on. I believe this will represent Anakin's helmet. And then lastly, looks like we'll just add the flaps onto the Podracer. To do that, I think goes like, it's kind of hard to tell with this instruction booklet, but it should be like so. Well, this isn't an old set by any means. This did just come out in 2020, I do believe. But it doesn't have the same schematic where it tells you exactly how to place certain parts. And that does end up being a bit troublesome. So you usually have to eyeball it. Or, I guess I could always refer to the packaging. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Alright, so I had the right idea. Moldy Salsa, hello, and welcome back. I don't believe you and Gabe have met. Gabe, I would like you to meet my newest moderator. I ran into her over on Reddit when I was doing one of my broadcasts. And she's become a part of the Anchor fam now. Now, Gabriel is, I do believe, my very first mod since I started broadcasting on YouTube. And he's also one of my regulars. And now you are too as well, so it is a growing family, I would like to think. Now, you just missed me finishing up the Lego Star Wars Podracer. Here it is now, though. This is a mini-scale Podracer build, so it's a bit spotty on the details, but it pretty much captures the essence. I mean, it's not a bad looking set. It is a bit flimsy. I wouldn't go shaking it around like that. Silly me. But this was actually selected to be today's first build by Gabe himself, so do give him a round of applause. So I was quite looking forward to building this, to be honest. Okay. Now, as far as articulation goes, there's not a whole lot with this kit. I mean, you do have the little flaps here on the side that you can position slightly. But other than that, it's kind of a static build. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold up the instruction booklet, set this off to the side, and now, since you just joined us, Moldy Salsa, I'll give you the honor of picking our next build. So we've already built the Podracer. That leaves us with the Mini Star Destroyer or the R3M2. So I give you the choice of what we do next. Oh, excuse me. R3M2, huh? Alright, R3M2 it is. Let me just get these spare pieces tucked away inside the packaging. And we will move on to the next one. Now, same as before, I'm going to give a slight cut to the top of the poly bag. I don't want to completely destroy the packaging because I will be reusing it. Let's go ahead, get that dumped out. Oop. Oh, wow. My goodness, there's actually a bag inside of a bag. I was not expecting that. Oh dear. Okay. And it looks like the purpose of the bagception was to separate the instruction booklet and the stickers, as well as this part of the display base, from the rest of it, which are the actual Lego bricks. So this one's going to be a fun little build, because aside from having a minifigure, this is also going to be a display stand. So let's go ahead and get this open. Dump her out. This kit is only 22 pieces, so it's not smaller than small. Smaller than the Podracer, actually. Let's unfurl our instruction booklet. This one looks to be the same format as the Podracer, which is just a pamphlet. So it looks like first they want us to make the display base. We're going to go like so. And we're going to go ahead and take this flat panel, which is going to be used for the nameplate. And this is probably the most tedious and quite frankly irksome part of LEGO builds, and that is applying the stickers. If I had any say in how LEGO did things, I would opt for them to come with the stickers already pre-installed. But that was relatively quick and painless. Here is our little R3M2 nameplate with the sticker on. You can go ahead and stick that onto the front of his display base. Flip around to the other side. We'll stick this black panel on the top. Then we can go ahead and assemble R3M2, our little Astromech Droid. And he's a very, very easy assembly. All you do is plug his little legs in and take his little dome head. Make sure it's facing the right way. It's just kind of hard to tell right now because I don't know if you can see, but this is a very translucent Astromech head. It's not a solid color like the other ones. I think I've got the right positioning here. I'll just stick that onto the rest of the body. And then there you have your little R3M2 from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stick him onto his little base. And then we're going to go ahead and take this back plate. And that's going to slide onto the back of the display base. And then we're just going to use these to affix it to the display base, like so. Slight technical difficulties here. All right, we've got her. And there we have your little R3M2 on his fully completed display base. I think it's a neat little display, honestly. Now, before we move on to our third and final build of the night, I'm going to show you a little feature that they have with these particular little displays. Now, if you notice, there is a little hole here on the side that you can stick one of these connector pieces into. What they actually intended for was you to buy various little display stands featuring different minifigures, and then you'd be able to connect them at the base. And it'd just be a little minifigure lineup. And hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be acquiring some more of those for future build videos. And I will be joining them with the R3M2. So now that we're done with that, we can go ahead, put our spare pieces in the poly bag, set R3M2 off to the side with the Podracer, and we've come to our last build for the night, which is the Mini Star Destroyer. Now this, believe it or not, this is a set all the way back from 2004. So this is a good 16, almost 17-year-old Lego set. I was 9 years old back when this came out. And I distinctly remember them being on the store shelves at local Walmart. Man, it's amazing how time flies. I'm just going to go over the packaging a little bit because it's a little more impressive than the others. If you look on the back here, it's got product shots for 3 additional mini builds in this line. You've got your Sith infiltrator from episode 1, Darth Maul's ship, excuse me. We've got, I believe this is Palpatine's shuttle from Episode 3. And then lastly, we've got the AT-TE, All-Terrain Tactical Enforcer, also featured in Episode 3. Now, I think one of the most interesting things about this particular pack is just how immaculate everything is on the inside. Now, if you look, the box itself has been opened, which, meh, I was expecting, all things considered. But once you break it open and have a look inside, all of the pieces are still in their original factory packaging, sealed. They've been sitting like this for 16 years. That is crazy. What's even more crazy is the fact that I acquired this off eBay, which is notorious for skunking people. And I got it for $6, no less. So I'm going to count my blessings. Hey, Giant, welcome in, my friend. Gabe, you already know Giant, obviously, but Moldy Sosa, I don't believe you and Gaming Giant have met yet. He was my second appointed mod since I started streaming. Yeah, I understand. I remember you said you had to work tonight, but even despite that, you still managed to make some time to come visit. So, thank you very much, Giant. I do appreciate it. We've already finished 2 builds from our Build-a-thon, and we are moving on to the third and final for the night, and that is our mini Star Destroyer. So let's go ahead, get these bags out. Oh, it almost feels like a shame to actually open these up, but I really want to build this. So let's go ahead, dump these out. Now, even though this is a small mini build, this is probably going to take a good chunk of time. Let's go ahead. I'm going to try not to drop any pieces while opening this. And dump the bigger pieces out. And without further ado, let's build ourselves a Star Destroyer. Now this one, unlike the other 2, is an actual booklet, not a pamphlet, yeah. So let's go ahead, flip open. And already you can tell this is a completely different style of instructions than modern day ones. Because it doesn't tell you at all where they, well, it tells you where they go, but it doesn't tell you, like, the placements. Like, newer day Lego sets actually pretty much walk you through the whole process. It doesn't look like this one's going to be holding our hand for a spoon-feed experience. But that's alright. I'm still going to have fun with this. So it's going to go like so. Let me actually get some light on quick. It's starting to get dark. There we go. Much better. Oh. Need to realize it's really bad. Oh my goodness, Giant. Oh, of course you would mention OnlyFans. You are such a goofball. Yeesh. This is a family-friendly Christian Minecraft stream. It's not actually, though. There's a good reason I label my content as not made for kids, and that's because I swear sometimes. It's very rare, but every once in a while you'll hear one pop out of my mouth. And I know that COPA, or whatever it's called, doesn't take too kindly to that kind of thing. So they literally make you label your content as not for kids. So it's something to keep in mind if you ever decide to venture down the path of a content creator. Okay, let's see. Take one of these. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 2x8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Oh, that is definitely confusing. They don't do the best job of showing you the difference in brick colorations, these old 2004 instruction sets. So you kind of have to wing it, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a 2x8. We're going to go ahead and take, if I can find them. Here, I just need to dig them out, because you know me, I go by pile method. I don't organize like a good majority of Lego enthusiasts probably do, because I don't see any fun in it. I think Lego was meant to be made a mess of. But that's just my 2 cents. Alright, and then after that, looks like we can add on. Oh, you know what? You know what? I goofed. I fucking goofed. Ah, no wonder it looks so strange. I was using the wrong blocks. God. Ah, so it wasn't the instructions being stupid, it was me. Goodness gracious. That is embarrassing. Ugh. Oh dear. I really screwed the pooch here, because these aren't supposed to be light gray Legos. They're supposed to be dark gray. I would have realized that if I had looked at the little completed figure here in the beginning. Let this be a lesson, ladies and boys and girls. Just because you think you know how to build something doesn't mean you do. They give you instructions for a reason. Oh, I just completely botched the whole darn thing. Ugh. Can I get a couple F's in chat for my ignorance, please? That would be great. God. What a complete moron. Okay, let's do this the right way this time. Yep, there's an F. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that. I'm not the least bit abashed about calling attention to my own mistakes. Okay, now we're going to do this the right way. We're actually going to follow the instructions and not completely screw it up. It was a good thing I caught this early, because if we'd gone all the way through, nearly finished, I would have been so sore at myself. Okay, now what we're actually taking is the dark gray pieces, not the light gray ones. We're pretty much going to go back through every step we just undid. So you more or less could call what I'm doing insanity, if you wish. Okay, now that we're actually doing this the right way, we're off to a much better start this time. And we're nearly caught up to where we were previously. So let's get these in here. And we're at, what, 37 minutes? Not too bad. If all goes well, I should be able to finish this in under an hour. Alright, on to the next page. Now we can use the light gray panels and not be a total dipstick. Yeah, there we go. Much, much better. It looks like this step we can create the thrusters. Thankfully, there's only 3 of them since this is a mini scale build. Now imagine if I were doing one of the actual big Star Destroyers right now. Like that several thousand piece set ones. There's no way I'd finish that in one sitting, let alone get halfway through it. It is on my to-do list eventually. Once I actually get somewhere with my channel, get monetized, actually get an income going, I will be doing all of the big LEGO Star Wars sets. And Moldy Salsa herself knows of my ambition as a LEGO tuber. I've shared it with her. Okay. Oh, don't drop Legos. It's a good thing I don't have shag carpet, because that likes to eat Lego pieces. And that doesn't make for a fun time. Okay, and that's done. It's a surprising amount of steps for such a small Lego build. It's actually quite involved. But despite that, it is coming along quite nicely. This is actually the... let's not do that again. It's also the reason when you're doing any kind of Lego set of any size, make sure it's on a flat surface. Otherwise, you risk it falling apart in your hands, like I just demonstrated. Sometimes I consider myself the opposite of how too basic. You can call me how not too basic. Did I? Oh, yep, I beefed it again. Guys, more Fs, please. Ah, jeez. We are off to an excellent start tonight. Oh, gosh. See, this is what happens when you don't get a proper amount of sleep and too much caffeine in your system. See, I've already made a handful of mistakes now. Gosh dang it. Ah, rats. Ah, jeez. I am just a nunce tonight. I really need to pay closer attention to these. See, I hadn't even had my first Lego Star Wars set till I was like 13. So that's why these instructions are so awkward to me. They're in a style I'm not used to. Gah. Alright, let's try this again for the, what is it, third time now? Since my handful of screw-ups? Whatever. Let's just try to make this the last time if I can help it. I don't quite fancy having to go back and redo something. Okay, let's see. So far, so good. Yep. Take one of these, goes back here. Oof. Yeah, these older sets definitely require a lot of patience and a lot of scrutinizing. Because as I mentioned before, they don't walk you through it step by step. In fact, the way this goes, it shows you layers instead of individual pieces. And that's just kind of fooped. Kitty! What do you want, princess? Kitty! Oh, she's mad at me because I haven't given her any attention today. She's always like this. Let's see. Is that correct? I think so. Yes. Okay, I think we're actually on the right track this time. Okay, and then two of these. Meow. Whoop, don't knock that off. All right, there's one. Go on to the other side. Yeah, some of you may have watched my previous streams, probably here in the background too. She is a very, very vocal cat. Okay, there's that. Okay, and it does look like we are approaching the end, so that's nice. Oh, I just need to figure out this little bit here. That. This. One of these. A black piece. Mm-hmm. Two of these flat panels. Okay, it's definitely starting to come along nicely now. Since we're here, how's about I give you all a hint at what my next video is going to feature. Now that I've acquired my lovely editor, Burbowl, who does a fantastic job. He was actually the one behind my recent time-lapse video for the Luke Skywalker Landspeeder. Let's see, there's that. Okay. Just looking to make sure I haven't missed anything so far. We're going to go to the underneath. And this is going to help as part of the display stand. Flip back over. And we'll go up and fill out this top part. Okay, I didn't misplace this, did I? Doesn't look like it. Just a bit rear heavy is all. Anyways, as I was saying, my next LEGO video is going to be Anakin Skywalker related. That's all I'm going to say at this point in time. Okay, so next up it looks like this, that, this, the back. See, what are we at? 51 minutes. Nice. Good timing. looks like all we have to make left is the bridge. That's a fairly quick, easy assembly. This will go up here. And from there, we can snap this up on top. Like so. And are we done? I think we're done. We are done. Alrighty, alrighty. Wait. Oh, yep. I missed the laser turret, but that of course goes right there. So, quick fix. No major goobers. Alright, this time around, are we done? I think we're done. We are indeed. As I said, we are indeed done. So here is our mini scale Lego Star Destroyer. Here's just a close-up. Either side. Back. You can see a little detail in the thrusters. You can see the bridge. And here in the front is the little laser turret. And it's got a nice little bit of detail to it. For such a small build, it fits right in the palm of my hand. And yeah, I do believe that's everything today. So, to recap, here is our mini Star Destroyer, which is set number 4492. Let me just readjust the camera so we can get them all in one shot, if possible. It's not like sitting flush. Just quick take this out. There's our mini Star Destroyer. Next to that is our R3M2 from Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And lastly, we have our mini Anakin Skywalker Podracer. And today's stream has been a lot of fun for me. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. It was wonderful to have all of you as company. We got everything done in just shy of 56 minutes. And yeah, this was definitely a successful first build-a-thon. I think I'll definitely be doing more of these in the future. Of course, once I get my hands on some more small-sized builds, that is. But it's probably going to be a little while, because I've still got them coming in the mail, and some of them are going to be late for delivery, so I will definitely be letting you guys know once I've acquired some more material. Alright, that's all for now, folks. Thank you so much for coming in today. As always, I'm Anchor of Time. And we will see you next time. Stay healthy, stay warm, stay awesome. All right, guys. Bye-bye.